Hello, fellow Aquarians. You can listen today for your sun, moon, and rising. We got 2024 astrology, August ahead of us. And holy man, we're having some extreme intensity for prosperity, expansion, and growth in a place in our sky that's connected to good fortune, including financial fortune. At the same time, we haven't seen this kind of fortune since 1989, making this an incredibly rare and exciting time to be alive in. We're going to dive into how this fortunate expansion, growth, passion, and intensity might look as this plays out during not only the middle of August, but over the next couple of years. I'll explain why. You're also dealing with a lot of energy on money axes, both, the axis of your savings and your everyday resources and your longer strategies around finances. For some reason, this turns out to be a very important month for focusing on the financial part of your reality. Although you do have a pleasant and happy surprise coming through financially connected to home property and real estate as well. So let's talk about the details. By the way, welcome back. If you're one of my regulars, I appreciate you guys. And if you're new to my channel as well, my name is Lori Lothian. I am using Western Tropical Zodiac Astrology. I love I use a whole sign house system. I love the whole sign house system. Fixed stars and minor asteroids are a part of my specialty. And if you're into fixed stars and minor asteroids and also all signs content, why don't you give me a try? Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thank you. I just realized my microphone was unplugged. Damn it, Janet. Maybe for the last sign, thing doesn't always work out perfectly. So now you've got a better mic. Sorry about that. In the meantime, who knows how many videos I've been unplugged for. And so it'll be what it is. I want to talk to you. Hi. So I'm jet lagged. So another thing I want you to know, quick note to file, right? Some people keep asking me, when is my Sky Reader class happening? I took it down in April because I ended up traveling to Europe. It's now starting mid-September. There's early bird discounts when you're on the wait list. 6 weeks of live astrology courses with me. Be your own astrologer, time your best life is the theme of that. If you're interested in being on the early bird wait list for those live classes, weekly Q&A coaching calls with me on the classes, also the energy of homework and a Facebook group, come aboard. And the link below the video, click the more button with the dots, takes you to my description box. And underneath there, you'll find everything you need to know about clicking to get on the wait list to get the early bird discount notice. Thank you. We start mid-September. I will be emailing people mid-August about when we start. So let's get rolling and talk about this story for you. The first thing I'd like to mention is we Aquarians, I'm an Aquarius rising. You listen for your rising, for everything about you, sun, career and purpose, moon, body and home, for example. We have Pluto in our house, right? And he's retrograde going back in the fall, September, October, November, back to Capricorn. But I can't underestimate the intensity of that for all of us Aquarians. And so he's just here and he'll be back in November and for the rest of the next 20 years, moving through our sign. So this is going to be something to keep in the background. I'll tell you why as I approach the rest of the month. Now, back in 1989, Jupiter entered into the sign. Back in 1989, Jupiter was in the sign of Gemini and Mars joined him there. And that was the last time they co-joined in the sign and conjunct in the sign exactly of Gemini. And so this is something we call a synodic cycle of Mars, Jupiter. Every 2 years, they meet together in the sky. But this is Mars, Jupiter meeting the sky in Gemini, which again hasn't happened since 1989. So you might want to go back to your reality in 1989, because this is sort of like intensity around prosperity, wealth, expansion, growth, fertility, and pregnancy, right? And love and romance, Jupiter in your fifth house since last May to next June. And then all of a sudden, here comes Mars to incite something, passion, directionality, action, decisions, endings, cuttings, and severings if needed, blessed endings in romance, blessed endings with a child. You can't ever get rid of a child, but adult children, maybe the relationship doesn't work for you. If I look at me back in 1989, I can tell you it was my pregnancy, but also I was really, really deep down the rabbit hole in a writing project. I was writing a novel. And so there's a lot going on that's kind of repeating the themes of the 1989. And the fifth house where this happens flows to you. It is an air sign sign, you are an air sign. We have a flow energy trining us from this conjunction and trining Pluto, which brings something we didn't have in 89. It brings an intensity and a power. I'm going to be doing a deep dive webinar for free. Please like and subscribe, or go into my Cosmic Moonshine newsletter and subscribe so you don't miss the notification about when that free webinar is happening, because this is too important for any of us, let alone an Aquarius, to ignore. So there's a kind of a wealth and expansion around money luck. Jupiter is in the house of speculation, gains from winning money, like gambling, etc., lotteries. He brings luck here. It's also pregnancy. Some of you may get pregnant if you're at the age to you or your partner can conceive. I conceived a baby, right? 1989. But also Jupiter with Mars here is about some kind of decision and passionate directionality. And fifth house is about creativity and procreativity, but also entrepreneurship. So all the artistic, creative, and entrepreneurial energies within you are being activated by this energy in the middle of the month of August, around the 15th. Now, I am going to break it down when I do the chronology of the month to give you a lot more detail about this, so stay tuned for that. Next thing I want to mention is this. What we've got going on here is we have Venus moving into your chunky money house from Leo. Venus is spending a long time in your 7th house in July, let's say 3 weeks. The date's not important, but by the time we get to July the 5th, August the 5th, she's moved into Virgo out of Leo. What was happening for you when Venus was in your 7th house, guys? I mean, because if you're like me and you do social media, that usually gives you a glow up, like a press agent, a PR thing. Yay, and good numbers on my YouTube channel over the calling of the assassination attempt on Donald Trump before it happened. I said that in 2 separate videos, maybe 3. So this kind of energy is going to wane. And as you move towards August the 5th, now Venus, and it could have been a lot of attention on a partner or a significant female entering your life, those kinds of things. Funny enough, an agent for a book who wants me to do a proposal for an astrology book, she successfully agented a couple other astrologers, came into my life with Venus and Leo. I just want to prove the astrology works. It's not that it's all about me. So you've gone through that with me as an Aquarius rising or sun or moon. But now we have Venus moving into our 8th house of chunky money. Now, this is kind of fun in the sense that Venus is a money goddess and she's in a money house, and Mercury will be with her in that house, negotiations, contracts, deals, buying, selling, marketing, Venus money in the chunky money house. Now, I like that she's here between the 5th of the month to the 29th of the month. And Mercury is also with her in the same time period. He will be in that part of the sky, August the 5th to the 15th. So there's this 2 weeks of the 2 planets hanging out, and Mercury is retrograde. And we'll get into that in a minute. But it may look like something along the lines of past opportunities for financial gain in tax environments, shared resources with a partner, inheritances, money from investments returning to you from the past. And you may expect that kind of energy to be active. As I mentioned, well, we have both Venus there, the 5th to the 29th, but more particularly when we have Mercury in that part of the sky, August the 5th to the 15th in retrogradation. There's that sense of some financial lucky opportunities from the past returning to you, or for things that you engaged in the past. Mercury is the ruler of your house of lottery wins. You may take possession of some kind of speculative gains of some sort, even in the stock market. Be careful with your money. Don't take advice from an astrologer. Passion, sexuality, and romance belongs to the 5th house, and Venus, Mercury can indicate secrets here in your 8th house. And so you may be dealing with romantic secrets from the past, returning to the present during this first couple of weeks of August. Now, what about Mercury? Mercury is moving in the sign of Virgo as the month begins, and he will be turning retrograde at 4 degrees of Virgo in your chunky money house, turning retrograde on August the 5th. And he won't leave the Virgo part of your sky, your chunky money sky, and sexual secrets and other stuff until the 15th, when he slides into 15th of August, he slides into Leo. Now, Leo is your marriage house, your legal and business contracts and partnerships, your audience and marketplace. He's retrograde. So marriage and long-term committed partners come back to you out of the woodwork of the past between August the 15th and 29th. The return of significant others for some reason, emails, phone calls, and texts. It's pretty predictable. This also happened to you in other years. So if you were cycling back to 2017, ancient romances from the past of long-term committed partnerships may have reared up and returned to you for your attention in 2017 in the summer. This energy of Mercury retrograde can also mean that contracts and legal negotiations that are connected to events that began to emerge in July are going into revision and refinement mode. And finally, Mercury retrograde in your 7th house can indicate possibly some challenges for your significant other, as a Mercury retrograde is in the house of the other person, and they may be having to revise, rethink, and redo or renegotiate or rethink some part of their own life and their own life strategies. And one more thing, as he retrogrades into Leo, we're going to say that there's a tiny window of time, you might want to write the dates down or not, between August the 5th and the 15th. Well, August the 15th and the 29th. There's a tighter window like August 15th to the 21st, where elements of his retrograde intersect a sun moving forward in Leo. And that can be opportunities in your career from the past coming through to you that are connected to a solar figure in your life, okay? A man, basically. So that can be like some career opportunity through a solar male or just powerful figure coming through your sky from the past, because of the retrogradation in that window of time I just suggested. Now, as we consider, that was Mercury, we talked about Venus, we talked about Mars and Jupiter, just a gentle reminder of Saturn's placement in your sky before we break down the sky by the moons and all the little details you need to know. When you see Saturn in the sky anywhere, it's almost a 3-year journey through any part of your sky, and he's in the Pisces part of the sky. For you as Aquarius, it's your 2nd house of resources, finances, savings, and earnings. Don't be afraid. He's there to help you create structures, like I incorporated, to be more conservative around your spending, to save more money, to be more realistic about your finances. This is his job, and he's still in that part of your sky all the way through till February of 2026, but he's retrograde. So now you're revising, rewinding, rethinking. Go watch my Saturn retrograde video for all signs, so that when he goes direct in the fall, in November, you can go forward, springing forward slowly with new revised structures, plans, and realistic and reasonable assessments of the financial game plan in your life. It's also really good as he goes retrograde to go back over food styles, addictions, things you eat, and have more internal fortitude to let those substances or food styles go. And he'll be doing that through till November. Well, let's talk about the breakdown of the month through the whole thing. Get your pen and paper about the chronology. We start off on August the 2nd with Venus squaring Uranus. It's love and money surprises that you may not expect and may not like. Because it is a square, it's going to catapult you to take action or make executive decisions in a timely manner. August the 2nd, Venus will square Uranus from Leo. Uranus is in your 4th house of home, property, land, and real estate, where that conjunction just happened on Algol. Go watch that video. Squaring Venus in your 7th house of legal contracts, business partnerships, significant relationships. Now, August the 2nd can just be a domestic blowout with somebody you cohabitate with who's a significant partner, but it can be a shocking and unexpected legal development regarding matters to do with property and home and legal contracts or agreements. Or possibly there may be some events with a client audience type of person that you have to deal with quickly, and it may shock or surprise you that it's even happening. Those are possibilities. On August the 4th, on August the 4th, we have a new moon in Leo at 12 degrees. This happens every year. This one is at 12 degrees in the house of your significant relationships, your audience, your clients, and your marketplace, and your business partners. Because this is at 12 degrees, it's going to be more impactful if you're Aquarian sun, moon, or rising is within 3 degrees of either side of 12 degrees of Aquarius. But you will all still feel a blossoming of a new beginning, a fresh start in long-term business and love relationships, legal contracts, negotiations, and the way you relate to your audience and marketplace. That is a new moon, and it can take place in the 2 weeks that follow, or in the 6 months that follow, that you see the fresh blossoming of something new in this part of your sky. And it does sort of flow in a sextile to the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in Gemini. So it can also be the beginning of legal contracts and fresh starts regarding entrepreneurial endeavors, business partnerships, and creative and artistic projects, especially if it connects to any writing projects where we see the North Node Chiron flowing to this new moon in such a way to suggest perhaps writing projects are going to take off for you in the next 6 months after the new moon of August the 19th. As we move forward on August the 6th, 7th, and 8th, did I say the new moon's on August the 4th at 19, August the 4th at 19 degrees? No, August the 4th at 12 degrees of Leo. Oh, jet lag. I'm just going to tell you. Jet lag, lack of sleep. I had 5 hours sleep last night, and I'm trying to record like 9 videos today. I apologize. Oh my God. Okay. August 4th, Leo, 12 degrees, new moon, new beginning, flowing to the places I told you about. Now, on August the 6th, 7th or so, Jupiter is still hanging out in your pregnancy house, creativity, fertility, romance, and money luck, and winning money. And this is going to be a sextile to the sun in the house of your significant relationships, legal contracts, and other people. So that looks like and feels really, really good. And you may be actually seeing some blossoming of romance and love and goodness between you and a significant love partner around August 6th and 7th, or with one of your children as well. And then you might see your love partner also have some particular love stories. I mean, blossoming of some good things opening up in their lives, especially to do with career matters for them, August 6th to the 7th, if you have a love partner, that is. If you're single, you could meet somebody new under this. Downside, sun in the 7th house can mean that their needs will trump yours. You'll be prioritizing them, like you'll orbit them like the sun. So it's a bit of an auspicious position, but it can also engender codependence. So maybe not the best one to start a new love story here. Then we move into the 8th of August. Venus is going to conjunct Mercury. They're both coming together toward each other as Mercury is retrograde. Venus is going forward in Virgo. They smash up around the 8th of the month, give or take a day. You feel the energies. Good news. Good news in your chunky money house, in your investments, in your tax rebates, in your mortgages, in your credit cards. Good news in your chunky money house. And because of the flow to the 4th house trine energy there, to Uranus, and even to Hygeia, which is kind of like home hygiene, she's down in your 4th house as well. There may be some surprises as well. I mean, coming through this month, some surprises about finances connected to your home that are going to unfold later in the month more specifically. But this conjunction can bring you some good news about money matters in general. August 13th until the 16th or so, we see Jupiter and Mars conjunct. This is around 16 degrees of the sign of Gemini in your 5th house of good fortune. And you, as I said early in the intro, you saw this in 1989, and it is back. However, you didn't have Pluto in the house of you in a whole sign flowing trine, giving this incredible weight. And there's just something going on in the middle of August where you're just stepping into more deep, profound passion, enjoyment, creativity, entrepreneurial success, a sense of, if you're looking for romance, it's going to be a transformative, passionate, profound, deep, life-changing love if you are looking for it and it comes your way under this influence. So there's that story. And this is also not just about, August the 15th or 13th or the 16th. It's really about the next 2 years, where until the next conjunction in Gemini in July of 2026, the guitar string has been strummed in the 5th house. All right. Pregnancy, fertility, creativity, romance, sexuality, love, creative projects, financial good fortune, and more. Now, what else is happening here? You may have a prosperous story going on with your children. They may also be moving out of the home, or there may be some sudden changes, because with Mars in the fifth house, and I hope I covered that in the beginning, but he is here from July the 20th, and he doesn't leave until September 4th. This indicates your children may move or separate from you in a positive way, like moving from the home. But also, your children with Mars Jupiter also have some big changes in their life that are highly positive for them to do with the energies of ending, severing, and quitting, whatever they need to end, sever, cut, or quit, right? Mars, Jupiter, blessings for your children. Now, on the 15th to the 24th of August, we begin to feel Jupiter and Mars squaring Saturn in Pisces, your money, earnings, possessions, resources, and things you put in your mouth. Well, we're all talking in astrology, there's a square, but it really is like you get the good news, Mars, Jupiter, and then comes the red, the orange light, caution, realism, sober-minded, constraint. Be more serious, be more responsible. It's almost like a golden lucky opportunity emerges, and all of a sudden Saturn goes, and we're going to make sure we save that money, or we're going to make sure we structure it, or we're going to be really conservative with what we do here. So it's Saturn might be just helping you organize some prosperity that's come into your life and structure it. But he's also, we could find ourselves with that Saturn square from the second house, because he's retrograde, having to go back over some old decisions and actions we've taken financially and reconcile them in the light of this kind of abundant, prosperous shift that's happening in our fifth house during the month of August. Venus gets into the fray as well, closer to the 18th, 19th, and 20th, as she also begins to square the Jupiter-Mars conjunction and oppose Saturn. And energetically, this time of the month, again, let's say the 17th to the 20th, you're feeling Venus as a money goddess in your eighth house of money. And unless you're having a secret romance, which you could be doing because she's in the house of secrets and love, secret love stories and betrayals, then what you're having is a money story. She's opposing Saturn in your savings, and she's squaring Mars, Jupiter in your house of good fortune and speculative money gains. It could just be that because Venus opposite Saturn is, and that's the sign of her exaltation. So she's in a good stead with Saturn. She might be saying, look, practical Virgo details, because don't forget Mercury's with her for some of it, practical details must be attended to regarding long-range money stories and stable money savings, despite what looks like an exuberance of some sort and a really Herculean, positive, heroic energy around money that can be fortunate for you coming into your life. Venus can bring you money as well, as she's moving August the 5th to the 15th through inheritances. And she is square Jupiter and Mars. There may be infighting over money that comes through an inheritance, and the fighting could be with your children, or money that comes to your partner and you guys are squabbling about it and trying to reconcile what to do, your romantic partner. That could be a bit of intensity in the sky for you. Again, energetically, the 18th, 19th, 20th of the month of August. On the positive note, in that same time frame of the 18th to the 20th of August, Mercury will be in a square to Uranus. Mercury will be in Leo. That's your partnership house and your significant others. Uranus is in the fourth house. There may be some shocking, unexpected, surprising developments with home-based matters and your significant other or legal contracts. We saw that same destabilizing energy August 2nd, and this August 18th and 19th may be interconnected. Then Venus will square Jupiter, and then after that, I did that. Then Venus will square Mars on August the 21st to the 24th, after squaring Jupiter a little bit before that. Venus squaring Mars can be very sizzling hot sexual chemistry. So single Aquarians looking for love, even though this is sizzling, it doesn't always mean it lasts, may find romance in secret relationships. Venus and Virgo in your 8th house of secrets, and Mars in the house of sexual and romantic love, with Jupiter making it big love, larger than life, and super secret for some of you. Now, otherwise, if you're looking to long-term stable relationships that already exist, it may have little to do with that, actually. I mean, it's almost like it's kind of going to offer up. Did I say Mercury sextile? Sorry. Brain online. Mercury sextiles Mars. I apologize. Mercury is going to be, I was just talking about that secret love affair, hot and sexy Mars square Uranus. Yeah, that's true. Everything I said is right. The other thing is it can be some tussles about money, but Mercury will sextile Mars. Mercury will sextile Mars in your 5th house, right? And he'll be in Leo. I apologize. He'll be in Leo. And that is because of the retrogradation. He's going backwards in the house of a significant other, and legal contracts flowing to that energy of Mars. This is really good for commercial success and entrepreneurial businesses, selling or getting money for some creative project, legal contracts for that. But it's coming off the past, so it's nothing new to you. A client from the past returning that favors your creative projects or entrepreneurial endeavors. Those sorts of things are playing out. Or with Mercury retrograde in the house of a significant other, news from your partner about something in their past that influences in a positive way your romantic life or elements of your creative life. Now, I apologize for jet lag. It's probably one of the most jaggy series of videos I've ever done. On August the 26th to the 20th, and we have a full moon is happening. It's going to be full in Aquarius. Our moon, guys, we get it. It's all ours. Yes. At 27 degrees of Aquarius. Obviously, if you're Aquarian and you're 20 to 29 degrees, let's say, perhaps you're going to feel it more, but it's all Aquarius is get a full moon lighting up their sky. And it's about completions and endings and fulfillments and something you've been trying to create in the last 6 months before the August 19th full moon. However, the full moon is a square energy to Uranus at 27 degrees of Taurus. Yes, on Algol, which is a wealth star. Surprising, unexpected developments may emerge to do with legacy wealth, home, land, property, real estate, mortgages with Venus up there in your 8th house. And surprises are definitely at hand. However, this full moon does not just take place on the 19th of August, but rather over the 2 weeks that follow, and even the 6 months that follow, indicating some powerful energies to do with home, property, real estate, perhaps a move, or perhaps a purchase or sale of a property or renegotiation of financial matters. In the property part of your life, the surprise is there. And Algol is a wealth star, and it's also Venus in an inheritance house. Money may come to you unexpectedly from somebody in your life in a way that you didn't perceive as possible, from your formative family of origin, 4th house people. All right. Or through matters to do with real estate and property. Or for something you're doing in the home that involves Uranus. When Uranus moved into Taurus in 2018, my YouTube channel took off all of a sudden on something that wasn't even about astrology. It was about other stuff, ascension and the all that stuff I don't do anymore. And so Uranus is what you do on the internet, basically, from your home. And there's a surprise that comes off of this August 19th new moon, full moon. But because we have a lovely story I'm about to tell you next, I see some positive things coming off this full moon, because in the 2 weeks that follow the August 19th moon, we also see Venus around the 26th and 27th of August trining Uranus from the house of chunky money, taxes, investments, long-range financial bank monies, connected to Uranus in the 4th house. So there is a surprise that's positive to do with money connected to chunks of money, including inheritances, including legacy wealth, including home-based matters. That's all I can say. I don't know what it'll bring, not exactly, but it's there. And then finally, August the 9th, Venus is going to move into an opposition to Neptune a day before and after. It's going to help you clear the fog of confusion and illusion and realistically assess your long-range savings, taxes and tax structures, bank loans and mortgages, finances, etc., credit cards as well as move into an energy of realism with Saturn and Neptune in your second house about all things financial in your life. And Venus here can look like a real detail-oriented look at money, Venus and Virgo, like maybe seeing a financial planner or an expert authority to help you structure Saturn and Neptune, your financial well-being at the end of the month of August. Otherwise, be careful anytime I see even a Neptune retrograde on this axis. I said this for another sign. Be careful for fraud, swindling, phishing, people trying to take advantage of you financially. That's a little bit of a dicey window. A day before and after August the 29th, just have your guard up at that time. Thanks for listening. Thanks, Aquarius. Sorry about my goofs and gaffes. Check out my description box below for everything about me. You might want to sign up for my Sky Reader class in the fall. I'd love to have you. You might want to come on board my Patreon community where I give away 2 free courses. There's a lure for you to join. Replays of Chiron, the Key to Purpose, and Synastry relationship course. But also, if you want to check out my newsletter, Cosmic Moonshine, that keeps you on my mailing list. You'll know exactly when, Sky Reader opens, when I have sales, like my all sign videos for 2024 individually are now only $14 for my summer sale. And the big bundle of all 12 signs, which is 90-minute videos times 12. So you listen for Sun, Moon, and Rising and share with friends and family is only $33. Those are the summer sale prices. We still have 6 months of the year left. You might want to grab it. It's in my description box below. I cannot even tell you. I've got only Pisces left and I'm going to jump for joy. And I don't know what I'm going to do. Take a nap. Thanks, guys. I will have 5 hours sleep. I'm so out of it. Okay, bye-bye. Enjoy the month of August, fellow Aquarians.